Hi, I'm Helen. I'm the Foundation School Director for the East of England, and Janet suggested that it was a bit easier if I made a short video as how priority programmes might work. So as you know, we're very keen in Foundation to help channel trainees into the specialties that need some help into recruiting into them. And for us, we look at paediatric psychiatry and general practice as our key ones, with ED and actually OMFS around the edges. And what we've tried to do nationally is to come up with some way of having a separate recruitment round or an earlier recruitment round called priority programmes, where trainees get recruited into this at the same time as our academics. And only then, if they either don't have a place in the priority, they go into the main one later, or if the priority programme is not filled in the first round, it goes into the second general round to be filled later. So now I'm going to tell you how this works for you. So when we think of priority programmes and trainees, hope you can see this. Our foundation doctors spend a year in F1 and they do 3 posts and they rotate between them. And we call these 3 linked posts for 3 people a triplex. So 3 people doing 3 posts. Then they move into F2, and at this point this is when they will usually do their GP placement, and GP practices will have 1 trainee every 4 months that is from Foundation for the whole year. And what I'm suggesting to make a priority programme, which is what we've done for paediatrics and are now doing for psychiatry, is to try and make that F2, the whole thing, slightly themed around that specialty, so in your case general practice. It does mean a little bit of extra time spent with them, but I think it's easily achievable, and Janet thought so too. So what we would suggest is that all these trainees do still come for just the 4 months training with you, but in the times that they're not with you and in secondary care, what we're suggesting is that they should spend a half day still back at that practice roughly every month. I think in practice they will probably each do 2 or 3 because of nights, holidays, and they may not do the one that's right at the end of their attachment. But if we think perhaps 3 in the other rotations, they will all come up and join with you for an afternoon set by you whenever's convenient, and I will negotiate that with the trusts. And in that they will perhaps spend half of that session going through cases that they've picked up in their secondary care attachment, in a look at how do we optimise these patients at their interface between primary and secondary care. So are there lessons that we can learn that maybe could have kept them in primary care? Are there ways that they could have gone into secondary care and out more quickly? And it's really to try and get the trainees to think about how healthcare systems join up. And these secondary care placements with GP, we're going to try and look at making sure that there are things that would link up quite nicely, such as ED, obs and gynae, and things, and medicine for the elderly. So things that there is often some movement between the 2 areas for. And that's really most of it. What we'd also suggest though is that since they have to do a quality improvement project in F2, that perhaps they do a GP themed quality improvement project. So at these meetings at the start, when they've got the whole year, you can look at what they might do in your practice when they come, or have one that goes across the whole year that could be something to do with the primary to secondary care interface. As always, there is no additional funding for this. It's just really about trying to get people attracted into general practice, into our general practice posts. And because these will be marketed and they will be advertised first, we would hope that the highest quality trainees will pick these posts. If that doesn't make sense, please email me on helen.johnson@hee.nhs.uk, and I'm happy to either come to one of your meetings to talk about it or see you. I do have to say I've got a really quick turnaround for this year, but I could always try and expand them next year. Thank you.